10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Roll under the bed.
Slide over here, slide over here, You drop on the shots like this, You go here, here, here,
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly reunited with Gervonta Tank Davis for an intense training session ahead of the highly anticipated fight against Jake Paul. Despite their past tension, the former champion appears fully focused on helping Tank sharpen his edge and prepare for the massive spotlight this bout will bring.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for that, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked.
Too many fans believe Mayweather's involvement brings priceless experience, especially against an unpredictable opponent like Jake Paul. Their reunion has sparked both excitement and speculation, signaling that this fight is far more serious than people initially thought. With Floyd back in Tank's corner, the stakes and expectations have officially risen.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab.
Gervonta Davis has always built his reputation on pushing past his limits every single camp, and this one is no exception. Footage and insider reports show him grinding harder than ever, working on blistering speed, surgical precision, and explosive power. Coaches say his movement has never been sharper, blending urgency with total control. His footwork drills are lightning fast, allowing him to glide effortlessly across the ring. This matchup demands perfection, and Tank is leaving no detail unchecked. Whether he's refining angles, sharpening reactions, or tightening his defense, his tempo reveals how seriously he's taking Jake Paul's threat. Tank's mindset hasn't changed. Stay ready, stay hungry, and stay dangerous. Leonard Ellerby remains confident that Tank is the sport's biggest draw. According to him, no fighter today delivers excitement quite like Davis. Fans don't just watch Tank to see who wins. They watch to feel the danger, the suspense, and the explosion that comes when Tank lands that fight-ending shot. His knockouts aren't just physical moments. They're cultural ones, replayed in highlight reels and debated online for weeks. Ellerbe says Tank understands showmanship and responsibility. He gives fans what they pay for, pure adrenaline. And while some critics question this matchup with Jake Paul, Ellerbe believes it's another stage for Tank to remind the world why he's the most electrifying fighter of this generation.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions or PBC looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for Tank.
Paulie Malignaggi takes a different stance, arguing that boxing must protect its soul. From his perspective, the matchup between Tank Davis and Jake Paul leans more towards spectacle than sport. He worries that a tradition built on legacy and competition is being overshadowed by fame and showmanship. Malignaggi warns that if victories aren't earned against true peers, knockouts lose their meaning. Casual fans may cheer, but purists see the sport's integrity slipping away. In his conversation with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi emphasized that mismatches do more harm than good, and boxing must refocus on genuine, elite-level contests to preserve its history and honor.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
champion.
If he was a real knockout artist, could it prop him up against the best of the best? Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time fought.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this
with the expense of
Witherspoon. That were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you can say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad.
Floyd Mayweather's influence over boxing remains unmatched, and the latest rumors about him only prove it. Analysts believe his renewed interest, possibly even in facing Tyson, shows he refuses to fade into silence. Even in retirement, Floyd thrives on competition and attention, constantly seeking ways to control his narrative. At this point, it's not about money, it's about legacy management. His name resurfacing alongside Tank and Jake may have reignited that familiar fire within him. Whether this Tyson idea becomes reality or not, one thing's clear. Floyd still wants the spotlight to circle back to him.
Many celebrities and so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about what is going to happen in that fight,